Hello dear children, welcome back. I'm Dr. Jisha Joe. I think you are all aware of the Council's decision regarding the changes in the exam pattern at the ICSE and ISC levels, specifically for classes 10 and 12 for the academic year 2021-22. As you all know, you will be having 2 semesters this year. The first semester exam will be conducted in November, and this will be an MCQ based examination and will be conducted in online mode. As requested by a few of my students, I would be uploading the videos on MCQs for the 5 chapters which we have for the first semester exam. The MCQ series will be uploaded every Sundays, and hope these videos would be of great help to you in preparing for the first semester exam. So we shall start with the multiple choice questions from the chapter Structure of Chromosomes, Cell Cycle and Cell Division. Moving on to the first question. Very long, extremely thin dark staining fibers present in the interphase nucleus. What do you mean by interphase nucleus? We know interphase is the stage during which the cell grows and prepares itself for the cell division stage. So a nucleus at the interphase stage is referred to as the interphase nucleus. Let us move on to the options. Option A, chromatid. We know the chromosomes get duplicated during the synthesis phase or the S phase of the interphase, and the duplicated chromosome will have 2 arms. The 2 arms of a duplicated chromosome are called as chromatids. Option B, chromosome. Chromosome refers to condensed coiled chromatin fibers. As the cell enters into the cell division stage, the chromatin fibers condense and coil to form the chromosomes. Option C, chromatin. Chromatin refers to the network of very long, extremely thin fibers that are present in the interphase nucleus. And option D, DNA, is deoxyribonucleic acid. We know the chromatin is basically composed of DNA and a special type of proteins called histones. So what is the correct answer? Option C, chromatin, is the correct answer. Very long, extremely thin dark staining fibers present in the interphase nucleus is chromatin. Question 2. Condensed coiled chromatin fibers. We have already discussed in question number 1. Moving on to the options. Option A, chromatid, that is the 2 arms of a duplicated chromosome. Chromosomes are the condensed coiled chromatin fibers. That is option B, chromosomes are the condensed coiled chromatin fibers. Now let us move on to the other 2 options also. Option C, nucleosome. What is a nucleosome? The chromatin fibers are basically composed of the nucleosomes. Nucleosome is a complex which is formed by a central core of 8 histone proteins around which the DNA strand is wound. Okay, so the chromatin is basically formed of several nucleosomes. And option D is nucleotides. What are nucleotides? The basic units of the DNA are the nucleotides. So what is the correct option? Option B is the correct answer. Condensed coiled chromatin fibers are the chromosomes. Question 3. Chromosomes were first discovered by option A, Rosalind Franklin, B, Walter Fleming, C, Watson and Crick, D, Gregor Mendel. So option A, Rosalind Franklin, she was the person who studied the shape of the DNA molecule. Walter Fleming was the person who first discovered chromosomes in animal cell. He noticed rapidly dividing cells, or he identified the chromosomes in the rapidly dividing cells of the larvae of salamander. And that is Walter Fleming. So he was the person who first studied or who first discovered chromosomes. Watson and Crick, these were the two scientists who proposed the double helical model of DNA. And the fourth option, option D, Gregor Johann Mendel, he is considered as the father of genetics. So what is the correct answer? Answer option B is the correct answer. Chromosomes were discovered by Walter Fleming. Question 4. The basic units of DNA. Option A, nucleotides. Option B, nucleosomes, C, histones, and D, nitrogen bases. We have already discussed all these options before in the previous questions. So we know nucleotides are the basic units of DNA, and we know each nucleotide is made up of 3 components: the phosphate group, the nitrogen base, and the sugar, deoxyribose sugar. So the basic units of the DNA are the nucleotides. Now moving on to option B, nucleosomes. Nucleosomes are the basic components of the chromatin fibers, which are actually complex, or which is actually a complex formed of a core of histone proteins around which the DNA is wound. Then option C, histones. Histones are proteins present in the chromatin. About 60% of the chromatin is formed of histone proteins, and it is these proteins that help in the packaging of DNA into the nucleosomes. And D, nitrogen bases. Nitrogen bases are one of the components of nucleotides. So the answer, what is the answer? The basic units of DNA, option A, nucleotides. Question 5. Double helical structure of DNA was proposed by, we have already discussed the findings or discoveries of all the 4 persons, or the contributions of the 4 options we have already seen. So can you give the answer? Double helical structure of DNA was proposed by Watson and Crick. Moving on to the next question, question 6. Which among the following is not correct with regard to DNA? The question is, which is not correct with regard to DNA? Option A, it is a macromolecule. B, basic units are the nucleotides. C, nitrogen bases present are adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. Option D, adenine pairs with guanine by 2 hydrogen bonds. So let us move on to the first option. It is a macromolecule. Yes, it is a macromolecule. Macromolecule means it's a large molecule. Okay. B, basic units are nucleotides. That is true. Option C, the nitrogen bases present. So we know the nucleotides are formed of the phosphate, sugar. Each nucleotide is formed of a phosphate group, sugar, and a nitrogen base. There are 4 nitrogen bases present in DNA. They are adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. So option C is also correct. Option D, adenine pairs with guanine by 2 hydrogen bonds. So we know the DNA molecule is formed of 2 strands of DNA. Okay, and the 2 strands of DNA are held together by hydrogen bonds occurring between the nitrogen bases. So here the hydrogen bonds are formed between adenine and thymine, and cytosine and guanine. Okay, adenine pairs with thymine by 2 hydrogen bonds, and cytosine pairs with guanine by 3 hydrogen bonds. So the question is, which among the following is not correct with regard to DNA? So what is the answer? The option D is the correct answer. Adenine pairs with guanine by 2 hydrogen bonds. That is the option which is not correct. Actually, what is the correct option? Adenine pairs with thymine by 2 hydrogen bonds. So read the question properly. Which among the following is not correct with regard to DNA? So the first 3 options are correct with regard to DNA. The 4th option is wrong. So here the correct answer is option D. adenine pairs with guanine by 2 hydrogen bonds. Question 7. If there are 4 chromatin fibers in the nucleus of a cell, what will be the number of chromosomes? We have already seen what are chromatin fibers and what are chromosomes. What are chromosomes? Actually, chromosomes are condensed coiled chromatin fibers. So, as the cell proceeds towards the cell division stage, each chromatin fiber condenses and coils to form the chromosomes. Okay, so here the question is, if there are 4 chromatin fibers in the nucleus of a cell, what will be the number of chromosomes? Option A 4, B 2, C 8 and D 16. So what is the correct answer? Answer is option A 4. Okay, so the number of chromosomes is equal to the number of chromatin fibers. That is the answer. There would be as many chromatin fibers inside the nucleus as the number of chromosomes. So option A answer is 4. That is the correct answer. Hope it is clear to you. Now question 8. The point of attachment of the sister chromatids in a chromosome. We have already seen what are chromatids. Chromatids are the arms of a duplicated chromosome. These are also called as sister chromatids because they belong to the same chromosome. Okay. Now option A is centriole. What are centrioles? Centrioles are rod-shaped structures present in the centrosome, and they are concerned with the formation of asters during cell division. Okay, centromere is the region where the 2 sister chromatids are attached in a chromosome. Okay. Option C, centrosome. Centrosome is a cell organelle that is present only in animal cell, and the centrosome has the 2 rod-shaped centrioles present in them. Just before cell division or during the prophase stage of cell division, the centrosome divides or duplicates, and the centrioles start moving to the opposite poles of the cell. Now option D, chromatin. We have already seen what are chromatin. So what is the correct answer? The point of attachment of the sister chromatids in a chromosome. Answer is option B, centromere. Question 9. The period between 2 successive mitotic divisions. So the period between 2 successive mitotic divisions, options are prophase, interphase, metaphase, anaphase. So the different phases of mitosis, we know they are prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. They are the different stages or different phases of mitosis. The period between 2 successive mitotic divisions is interphase. It is the phase during which the cell grows and prepares itself for the next cell division or next mitotic division. So the correct answer is option B, interphase. Question 10. Which is not a phase of interphase? Which is not a phase of interphase? Options are S phase, G1 phase, M phase and G2 phase. So we know the phases of interphase are G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase. And M phase refers to the mitotic phase during which actually the cell division takes place. So what is the correct answer? Which is the correct answer which is not a phase of interphase? Option C, M phase. M phase is not a phase of interphase. S phase, G1 phase and G2 phase are the different phases of interphase. So answer is option C, M phase. Question 11. Which is the correct order of the 4 phases of mitosis? So we have already seen mitosis is differentiated into 4 stages or 4 phases: prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. To remember the 4 phases in the correct order, you can just remember the statement: Peter likes, mango, apple, and tomato. So the P of Peter stands for prophase, M of mango stands for metaphase, A of apple for anaphase, and the T of tomato for telophase. So Peter likes mango, apple, and tomato. Prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. That is the correct order of the 4 phases of mitosis. So what is the correct answer? Option C, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. Question 12. The phase during which nuclear membrane and nucleolus disappear. The options are prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. We have seen these are the 4 phases of the mitotic phase, or the M phase. And the nuclear membrane and nucleolus disappear during the first phase of M phase. Which is the first phase? It is prophase. So the correct answer is prophase. The phase during which nuclear membrane and nucleolus disappear, prophase. Question 13. Duplication of chromosomes occur during option A, M phase, B, G1 phase, C, S phase, and D, G2 phase. So the duplication of chromosomes actually occur during the interphase stage. That is, it is one of the phase we have seen that it is during this phase that cell prepares for the cell division stage, isn't it? So we know the chromosomes have to duplicate so that after cell division they may be equally distributed to the daughter cells that are produced. So duplication of chromosomes occurs during the interphase stage. So now moving on to the different options. M phase, we know it is the phase of cell division. So option B is G1 phase. G1 phase is the first growth phase. Okay, first growth phase is the G1 phase, and what actually occurs during this phase, that is the first phase of interphase. It is the phase occurring immediately after the formation of a new cell. So during G1 phase, actually the cell is growing, or the cell, the RNA and proteins of the newly formed cell increases. More amount of RNA and proteins are synthesized. Cytoplasm has to increase because the cell is growing. So cytoplasm increases. Mitochondria, chloroplast, such organelles duplicate. So these are the things that are happening during the G1 phase. Okay, that is the first phase of interphase. That is a long phase. The longest phase of interphase is the G1 phase, or the first growth phase. Now option C, S phase, it is also called as the synthesis phase. Synthesis phase refers to the synthesis of DNA, or the synthesis of chromosomes, or the duplication of chromosomes. And the option D is the G2 phase, that is the second growth phase, which is the phase of interphase immediately before the M phase, or the cell division phase. So during G2 phase, the RNA and proteins necessary for cell division is being synthesized, because the next stage is cell division phase. So the cell is preparing for the next cell division stage in G2 phase. So which is the correct option? It is option C, S phase. Duplication of chromosomes occur during S phase. Question 14. Which among the following is not related with mitosis? Okay, it is which is not related with mitosis. So we know mitosis is a type of cell division which is necessary for the growth of organism, isn't it? That is the first option. It is concerned with growth of organism. We know all the living organisms begin their life as a single cell, which is the zygote. The repeated division of the zygote undergoes division. The single celled zygote undergo repeated division to form a cluster of cells, or the mass of cells which differentiate to form the different tissues, organs, organ systems, etc. So it is mitosis is a type of cell division that is concerned with the growth of organism. Option B, it is concerned with the repair of tissues. Yes, mitosis is a type of cell division that is concerned with the repair of tissues. For example, suppose if we have a cut or a wound, naturally what happens, the new cells will be produced at the site of the wound and the cut will be covered up, isn't it? So naturally the cell formation taking place at the site of the wound is actually because of mitosis or mitotic division. So it is concerned with the repair of tissues. Option C, it is concerned with the production of gametes. So we know gamete formation occurs during sexual reproduction. So in sexual reproduction, there are two parents, the male and the female parent, and gamete formation is a characteristic feature of sexual reproduction. So during the formation of gametes, the type of cell division taking place is not mitosis, it is meiosis, in which the chromosome number is getting reduced to half. So option C, it is concerned with the production of gametes. So mitosis is not concerned with the production of gametes. It is meiosis that is concerned with the production of gametes. Okay, because during gamete formation, the chromosome number gets reduced to half. Option D, it is concerned with the replacement of cells. That is true when due to wear and tear, the cells need to be replaced, and the replacement of cells occur due to mitotic division. So option A, B and D are related with mitosis, because in all the three cases, the growth of the organism, repair of tissues and the replacement of cells, you can see that the chromosome number remains the same in the parental cell as well as in the daughter cells. Whereas in option C, the production of gametes is the type of cell division taking place in the production of gametes is meiosis, where the chromosome number gets reduced to half. So what is the answer? Option C, it is concerned with the production of gametes. So read the question, which is not related with mitosis. The answer is option C. It is concerned with the production of gametes. Question 15. The phase during which the chromosomes get aligned at the equator. So we have seen mitosis has 4 phases: prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. It is during metaphase the chromosomes get aligned at the equator. During metaphase is the second phase of mitosis, and it is during metaphase the chromosomes get aligned at the equator of the cell. So here the correct answer is option B, metaphase. Hope this session is clear to you. If you have any doubts regarding any of the questions or the options, please ask your doubts and give your suggestions in the comment section. Thank you.